Hello everyone, and welcome. I'm so thrilled you're holding The Story of Humankind, Unlocking the Secrets of Human History in your hands. This isn't just another history book filled with dates and names. It's a journey into understanding why we are the way we are, what makes us tick, and how we can use that knowledge to build a better future for ourselves and everyone around us. For years, I've traveled the world, speaking to people from all walks of life, and I've consistently found one thing to be true: we all want to understand ourselves. We crave insights into our behaviors, motivations, and the patterns that seem to repeat throughout our lives and history. This book is my attempt to provide those insights in a way that's accessible, engaging, and, most importantly, empowering. Think of this book as a conversation. We'll explore the grand sweep of human history, from our hunter-gatherer ancestors to our interconnected modern world. But instead of just memorizing facts, we'll focus on the why. Why do we form societies the way we do? Why are we so prone to conflict and competition? And why, despite all the challenges, do we also possess an extraordinary capacity for collaboration, creativity, and compassion? The story of humankind isn't about dwelling on the past. It's about using the past to illuminate the present and shape the future. By understanding the long arc of human history, you can gain a deeper appreciation for your own place in the world. You can start to see the patterns in your own life, the influences that shape your choices, and the potential you have to break free from limiting beliefs and create a life filled with purpose and meaning. Inside, you'll discover how our ancestors' survival strategies still influence our behavior today. Ever wondered why you crave sugary foods even when you're not hungry? We'll explore the evolutionary reasons behind that and many other seemingly irrational behaviors. The surprising impact of agriculture on our societies. Farming wasn't just about growing food. It fundamentally changed the way we organize ourselves, interact with each other, and even think about the world. The roots of conflict and the potential for cooperation. We'll examine the historical forces that drive us apart and the strategies we can use to build bridges and foster understanding. The power of stories and beliefs in shaping our reality. From religion to nationalism, we'll explore how shared narratives influence our actions and create the world we live in. Practical tools for personal growth and positive change. This isn't just about understanding the past. It's about using that understanding to create a better future for yourself, your community, and the world. Through relatable stories, simple explanations, and thought-provoking questions, this book will equip you with the knowledge and the inspiration to understand your own motivations and behaviors, gain clarity about why you do what you do and how you can make more conscious choices, build stronger relationships, learn to empathize with others, and navigate conflicts with greater understanding and compassion. Become a more effective leader. Whether you're leading a team at work or simply leading your own life, this book will provide you with valuable insights into human nature. Live a more meaningful and fulfilling life. Discover your purpose and contribute to something larger than yourself. The Story of Humankind is an invitation to embark on a journey of self-discovery. It's a chance to understand the forces that have shaped us as a species, and to use that understanding to create a brighter future for ourselves and generations to come. So let's begin. I am excited to walk this path with you. All right, champion, get ready to rock your world. Chapter 1, Hello You, welcome to your story. Hey there, friend. Yes, you. I'm ridiculously excited you're here. You're not holding just another book. You're holding a key. A key to unlock a deeper understanding of yourself, your world, and everything in between. This isn't just some dry history lesson, okay? Forget memorizing dates and kings. This is about your story. Because believe it or not, your life, your choices, your dreams are all connected to the epic journey humanity has been on since, well, pretty much forever. Think of it like this. You're sitting in a movie theater, watching the latest blockbuster. Suddenly, halfway through, the screen goes blank. You have no idea what happened before, who the characters are, or what their motivations are. Frustrating, right? That's life when we don't understand the prequel, the rich, messy, incredible history that shaped everything. This book is that prequel. It's about understanding how we, as a species, got to where we are today. How did we go from small groups huddled around a fire to building skyscrapers, launching rockets, and connecting with people across the globe in seconds? Why is this important to you, to your personal development? Simple. Understanding our past helps us understand ourselves. Our beliefs, values, fears, and desires are often shaped by the stories passed down through generations. By tracing those stories, we can understand why we think and act the way we do. Understand others' empathy is huge, right? Knowing how different cultures and societies evolved helps us appreciate diverse perspectives and build stronger, more meaningful connections. When we understand the challenges others have faced, our compassion flourishes. Make better choices. History isn't just about what happened, it's about why it happened. By learning from past mistakes and triumphs, we can make smarter, more informed decisions in our own lives and help build a better future. Look back to leap forward. Think of a man who always felt a little lost, unsure of his place in the world. After learning about the struggles and triumphs of his ancestors, he finally understood the strength and resilience that was already inside him. He went from feeling adrift to feeling like he was part of something bigger, a long and powerful lineage. That's what understanding our history can do. So buckle up. This is going to be an adventure. We're going to explore the big moments, the small moments, the brilliant moments, and the downright crazy moments that shaped our world. And along the way, you're going to discover a whole lot more about yourself. This is your story champion, and it's just getting started. Get pumped. Chapter 2. The Spark. How we learn to dream and share. Hey you! Are you ready to unlock the secrets of how we went from surviving to thriving? It all started with a spark, the moment we learned to dream and share. Imagine early humans huddled around a fire. They weren't just grunting and pointing. Slowly, they started using more sounds, more gestures. They began to describe things. Big cat, good berries, danger there. Boom, language was born. But it wasn't just about pointing out dangers. It was about creating stories. Think about little Timmy. He falls and scrapes his knee. He feels terrible. So Grandpa tells him, I also fall down and even broke my arm. But look at me still going strong, you will be too. With just a few words, the grandpa painted a reality that Timmy could buy into, believe, and be comforted by. Before then, there wasn't any such understanding between Timmy and Grandpa. Stories, even simple ones, allowed early humans to connect on a deeper level. They could share experiences, learn from each other's mistakes, and build trust. Suddenly, it became much easier to hunt mammoth together as a team, because they all shared one imagination that this team can hunt mammoth. They could even imagine things that weren't there. If we work together, we'll have enough food for the whole tribe. That's not just a practical statement. It's a vision, a belief, a story. These shared stories and beliefs, myths, religions, common goals, became the glue that held groups together. It wasn't enough to just be related. They needed something to believe in together, something to fight for together. This is how the team mindset was born. The spark of our shared imagination lit up the world, and you, my friends, you've inherited that fire. Now let's use it. All right, friend, buckle up, because we're diving headfirst into a massive turning point in human history, the farm. Chapter 3. The Farm. Trading freedom for full stomachs. For thousands of years, our ancestors were wanderers. Think of them as the ultimate road trippers. They followed the food, lived off the land, and moved with the seasons. Life was tough, no doubt, but it was free. They had a great deal of free time. They depended on one another to survive. Then, bam! Someone, or more likely, many someones, had a brilliant idea. Hey, what if we planted those seeds we keep finding? What if we tamed those wild animals? This, my friends, was the beginning of agriculture, farming. It sounds simple, right? Plant some seeds, water them, and voila! Food! But it was so much more than that. It was a revolution. Imagine you're Alex. You're used to roaming free, hunting and gathering. But sometimes the hunt fails. Sometimes food is scarce. Then your neighbor invited you to practice farming with him and assured you that food is always there. You decided to give it a try. The first try was great. You had more energy than you had when you were hunting. This is exactly what happened to our ancestors. Some of them realized that it can be better. They found it more secure to farm than hunt, so that's what they did. They farm and breed animals. Suddenly, we weren't just taking from the land, we were controlling it. We started settling down, building villages, and becoming dependent on the crops we grew. This brought some big advantages. Firstly, more food. Agriculture allowed us to produce way more food than hunting and gathering ever could. This meant bigger populations. Secondly, predictability. Planting and harvesting gave us a more reliable food supply. But here's the kicker. This security came at a price. It wasn't all sunshine and daisies, folks. Think about Alex, who I mentioned earlier. He enjoyed a lot hunting, but now that he needed to farm crops regularly, he has less time roaming around. He now needs to manage the farm. It's not all sunshine and daisies. Because it comes with these. Harder work. Farming is tough. Tilling the land, planting seeds, weeding, harvesting. It's backbreaking labor. I'm not saying that hunting is easy, but being farmer is mentally draining and exhausting. Less variety. The more agriculture developed, the more they focused on certain core and animals that were easy and profitable. Inequality. Some people started owning land, creating a hierarchy. Disease. Living in close proximity to animals and other people led to the spread of diseases. It's never been as simple, organized, and connected as it is in our current world. More connection between people will lead to more diseases. So what did we get from all of this? We got food security, larger populations, and the seeds of civilization. We also got harder work, inequality, and a less varied diet. Was it worth it? That's a question we'll keep exploring in later chapters, my friend. But for now, let's agree that the farm changed everything. Now ask yourself, what are you farming in your life? Are you tending to the things that truly nourish you, or are you stuck in a field you didn't choose? Now is the time to ponder this. Your journey begins now. All right, champion, get ready to dive into Chapter 4. Chapter 4. The City, where strangers became neighbors, sometimes. Bam! Imagine this. You've always known everyone in your little village. Life's predictable. Then, boom! People start flocking to one place. It's the dawn of the city. Exciting, right? But hold on, it's not all sunshine and roses. Suddenly you're surrounded by people you don't know. People with different habits, different ideas, different smells coming out of their food stalls. Think of it like this. You've always had a limited number of toys to play with, and you happily share it with people you know and love. Then imagine 100 new kids arrive on your street, all wanting a go. Chaos! How do you decide who gets what? This, my friend, is the city. With more people comes more, well, everything. More innovation, more opportunities, more problems. How do you keep the peace when you don't know who's trying to steal your donkey? How do you decide who gets water in a drought? This is where awesome brains invented laws and governments. Think of them as rule books for giant playgrounds. Laws said what you couldn't do, like stealing, and governments enforced them, like finding your donkey. But it wasn't a perfect system. Soon, some people got more power than others because of land ownership or skills. Hello, social hierarchies. This means fancy clothes and special seats for some. It led to complex social dynamics, a bit like school cafeteria dynamics amplified times 1,000. Cities were, and are, amazing incubators for creativity and progress. But they also faced massive challenges, a juggling act between connection and conflict. And you, learning about them, are better prepared to navigate the cities of today. Let's go make them better one inspired action at a time. Okay, get ready to unlock the secrets of belief. This is your life, and we're about to supercharge it. Let's go. Chapter 5. The Power of Us. How Beliefs Built Empires. Hey there, future world changer. Ever wonder how a small group of people can conquer vast lands, or how a single idea can change the course of history? The answer, my friend, lies in the incredible power of us. It's all about shared beliefs. Imagine a group of friends who love video games. They bond over their shared passion, strategize together, and even defend their favorite game online. That's a mini us. Now, scale that up to millions of people sharing a common ideology, religion, or political system. Boom! You've got the ingredients for an empire. Think about how ancient civilizations worshipped specific gods. These gods provided rules, stories, and a common identity. People felt connected to something bigger than themselves. They were willing to work together, fight together, and even die together for that. Us. It gave their lives meaning and purpose. Political ideologies work the same way. Communism, capitalism, democracy, they're all systems of belief about how society should be organized. People rally around these ideas, form political parties, and advocate for their vision of the perfect society. Even when things get tough, the shared belief keeps them going. People are more productive when they believe in something. Why do people follow leaders and ideas, sometimes to extreme lengths? Because beliefs provide a sense of belonging, purpose, and hope. It's human nature to want to be part of something larger than ourselves, to feel connected to a tribe. When a leader or an idea taps into that desire, it can be incredibly powerful. Ever heard of the phrase, "United we stand, divided we fall"? It is true. This does not mean you should blindly believe anything. The important lesson is understand its influence and critically access the concepts. Recognize the shared humanity in everyone, even if you're a gamer, politician, an atheist, etc., and start working together. The empire of you starts with believing in yourself. Now go out there and build something amazing. Okay, get ready to rumble. We're diving into the wild, wonderful, and sometimes wacky world of money. Chapter 6. The Money Game. Trusting Pieces of Paper and Computers. Hey you! Ever wondered why we trade shiny metal discs or tap plastic cards to get a pizza or a new pair of shoes? It's all part of a grand, ongoing experiment called money, and guess what? You're a player. Forget cash registers. Imagine life way back when. I'll give you a chicken for some of your wheat. That's bartering, the original way things got done. But what if you don't want my chicken? What if you want shoes? That's where the problem arises. Enter money. First, it was things like shells, beads, or even rare stones. These were things everyone agreed were valuable. Then came coins, stamped with images of powerful leaders proving their weight and worth. Then, boom! Paper money arrived. Think about it. It's just paper, but it represents something real, gold or silver held somewhere far away. That's trust, my friend. That's the magic ingredient. We believe that this paper has buying power, and because we all agree, it does. And now, we're in the digital age. Numbers on a screen decide if or not we can afford that gadget we have wanted. It's all about bits and bytes, codes and servers. It seems crazy, right? Here's the cool part. The whole system relies on cooperation. Banks, governments, and everyday people all working together. That's powerful stuff. However, money isn't always a force for good. Mismanagement, bubbles, and crashes. These are the dark sides. Financial schemes destabilize societies. It is because the trust is abused by a few. But here's the thing. Money reflects our values. What we choose to buy, save, and invest in shapes the kind of world we live in. Money has psychological effects. It is about feeling secure, being successful, and showing out. So the next time you swipe your card or count your cash, remember you're participating in a story thousands of years in the making. The money game isn't just about numbers. It's about trust, cooperation, and ultimately, what we value as a society. Learn the rules, play wisely, and maybe, just maybe, you can help build a fairer game for everyone. Chapter 7. The Discovery Bug. Why we can't stop exploring. Hey you! Ever wonder why we humans just can't leave things alone? Why we poke, prod, and question everything around us? It's not just curiosity. It's a full-blown discovery bug. And guess what? You've got it too. Think about it. Imagine little Timmy, always taking apart his toys to see how they work. Some people might say Timmy's destructive, but I say he's a scientist in the making. That's the core of this chapter. We dig into how science wasn't always, well, science-y. Before, folks mostly believed what they were told, especially by powerful figures. If the king liked blue, everyone liked blue. And nobody questioned why the sky was blue. Enter the scientific revolution, a time when brave souls dared to look at the world and ask, but why? It started slowly. People began observing the stars, noticing patterns. They started doing experiments, testing ideas. They learned that the Earth wasn't the center of the universe, and that, hold your breath, things change. The Enlightenment followed, spreading the idea that reason and knowledge can lead to progress. This wasn't just about new gadgets. It was about understanding ourselves, our society, and how to make things better for everyone. This drive to discover this bug isn't just about lab coats and telescopes. It's about your own life. It's about asking why you believe what you believe, questioning assumptions, and exploring new possibilities. Don't let this discovery bud die in you. What you do with it could reshape your future. Do you have the courage to explore? All right, champion, let's dive into Chapter 8, The Machine Age, Powering Up and Polluting. Think of it, before, making anything was slow, hard work. A farmer spent hours tilling soil. A weaver spent days crafting cloth. Then, bam, machines arrived. The Industrial Revolution wasn't just about gears and steam. It was about speed. Suddenly, one machine could do the work of 10 people. Then hundreds of factories sprang up, churning out goods like never before. Imagine going from baking 1 loaf of bread a day to baking 100. But here's the catch. This power-up came with a price. Those factories needed fuel, mostly coal at first. Smoke billowed, rivers turned murky, and the air, well, let's just say it wasn't fresh mountain air. People flocked to cities for factory jobs, seeking a better life. Did they find it? Sometimes. Others faced long hours, dangerous conditions, and low pay. Now, I'm not saying machines are evil. Think of medicine, transportation, communication, all boosted by technology. But we gotta be smart. We gotta balance progress with responsibility. Pollution ain't just ugly, it hurts us and our planet. So, the machine age showed us that power is a double-edged sword. We can build incredible things, but we must be mindful of the consequences. We need to ask ourselves, are we powering up a better future for everyone, or just for a few while harming the planet? This is our challenge, friends, our responsibility, and our chance to build a brighter, cleaner tomorrow. Don't just stand there, start thinking. What can you do? Chapter 9, The Long Fight for Fairness, when people said, "Enough!" Hey you, feeling fired up? Good! Because this chapter is all about moments in history when people just couldn't take it anymore. Times when things were so unfair, so unbalanced, that ordinary folks rose up and said, "Enough is enough." Think of it like this. Imagine you're playing a game, but the rules are rigged. One person gets to start with all the best stuff, while everyone else has to scramble for scraps. Would you just accept that? No way. You'd want a fair shot, right? That's what happened throughout history. Revolutions like the one in France weren't just about angry mobs. They were about people who believed they deserved better. Better treatment, better opportunities, a better life. They challenged the old system, risked everything, because they knew deep down that fairness mattered. Then there are the civil rights movements. Remember Martin Luther King Jr.? He didn't just dream, he acted. He organized, he spoke out. He inspired millions to demand equality, to refuse to accept second-class status. That's the power of standing your ground, even when it's terrifying. And let's not forget the fight for workers' rights. Back in the day, people worked unbelievably long hours in dangerous conditions for peanuts. The idea of weekends, sick leave, or even a safe workplace? Forget about it. But unions and activists fought for these things, proving that when we stand together, we can change the system. These struggles weren't easy. There were setbacks, sacrifices, and moments of real despair. But the people who fought for fairness had something powerful on their side. Belief. Belief in a better world, belief in their own worth, and the belief that change was possible. And guess what? They were right. Change is possible. It just takes courage, determination, and a lot of people saying, "Enough!" Chapter 10. The World is Talking. Connecting through Communication. Hey you, ever felt like you're holding the whole world in your pocket? Thanks to communication, you almost are. Remember how we used to send smoke signals? Now we can video chat with someone across the planet instantly. That's huge. Think about it. Before the printing press, knowledge was for a select few. Books were handwritten, expensive, and rare. Then, bam, Gutenberg's press arrived. Information exploded. Ideas spread like wildfire, sparking revolutions and new ways of thinking. It changed everything. Then came the telephone, the radio, television, each one shrinking the world a little more. We could hear voices from far away, see events unfold in real time. We started understanding each other differently. And now, the internet. It's like having a gigantic library filled with every thought, every opinion, every cat video ever made at your fingertips. We can connect with people who share our passions, learn new skills, and start movements. It's incredibly powerful. But hold on, this power comes with responsibility. The internet is also a breeding ground for fake news and opinions disguised as facts. Some people use it to spread negativity and divide us. It's tempting to believe everything you see online, but always question, always verify, always be critical. The world is talking, yes, but are we really listening? Are we building bridges or just shouting into the void? Are we learning to empathize or just becoming more divided? It takes conscious effort to create a space where everyone feels heard and understood, where knowledge prevails over misinformation. So use your voice, share your truth, but do it responsibly, with kindness, and with the intention of building a better, more connected world. The choice is yours. Now, go out there and make some meaningful noise. Chapter 11. The Big Business of Happiness. Are we really getting happier? Hey you, let's talk happiness, that feeling we chase like winning the lottery. We're richer than ever before, with more stuff, fancier gadgets, and access to pretty much anything we want. But are we actually happier? Let's dig a little deeper. Think about it. Ads scream that a new car will bring joy, or a fancy vacation equals bliss. We're bombarded with messages linking happiness to things we can buy. But what happens when we get those things? That new car gets old, the vacation ends, and the joy fades. Been there, right? Historically, happiness looked different. In simpler times, contentment came from strong community bonds, purpose-driven work like farming to feed your family, and gratitude for basic necessities. People found joy in shared experiences, traditions, and supporting one another. It wasn't about having more, it was about being more. Today, we often isolate ourselves, chasing individual success. We forget the power of connection. Studies show that strong relationships are a huge predictor of happiness. Helping others, being kind, feeling part of something bigger than yourself. These things bring lasting fulfillment that a new pair of shoes never could. The big business of happiness often sells us a lie. True happiness isn't something you buy, it's something you cultivate. It's about appreciating what you have, connecting with others, finding meaning in your work, and acting with kindness. It's about creating happiness not just for yourself, but for the people around you, because a rising tide lifts all boats. Are we really getting happier? That's up to you. Choose experiences over possessions, connections over collections, and purpose over purchases. Create your own happiness and spread it like wildfire. You got this. Chapter 12. The Other. Learning to see past differences. Hey you, ready for another dose of awesome? This one's crucial. It's about seeing past the surface, about understanding the other, the person who isn't exactly like you. Because, let's face it, throughout history, not doing that has caused some serious problems. Think about it. Remember that feeling of being left out in the playground? Multiply that by 1,000,000, and you'll get a tiny glimpse of what prejudice and discrimination has done to entire groups of people. We are talking about wars, oppression, and unbelievable cruelty, and all because someone looked, spoke, or believed differently. Why does this happen? It boils down to fear, scarcity, and the need to belong. We tend to stick with our tribe because it feels safe. The other is unknown, and our brains are wired to be cautious. When resources are scarce, we see the other as a threat to what little we do have. Think of two kids fighting over the last cookie. Empathy goes out the window, right? But we, as human beings, can learn and grow. So how do we kick prejudice to the curb? By cultivating empathy. Put yourself in their shoes, read their stories, listen to their experiences. Remember that time you felt misunderstood. Connect with that feeling and realize that everyone deserves to be seen and understood. Another powerful tool? Education. Challenge your own biases. Ask yourself, why do I believe this about that group of people? Where did that belief come from? Is it really true? Don't be afraid to admit you might be wrong. because recognizing our biases is the first step to overcoming them. See that we are all human beings. Finally, celebrate diversity. The world is an amazing tapestry woven with different cultures, perspectives, and experiences. Embrace it. Learn from it. The more interaction among different groups of people, the more that we will realize we actually have in common. Bottom line, see the person, not the stereotype. Understand before you judge. Connect instead of constructing barriers. Your actions matter, your attitude matters. You have the power to make a real difference in creating a more inclusive and understanding world. So go out there and be the change. That is it. And I can't wait to hear what you will do. Chapter 13. The future is now. What kind of world are we building? All right, superstar. Eyes on me. The future isn't some distant dream, it's now. Every single choice, every tiny action we take today, is laying the brickwork for the world of tomorrow. Are we building a castle of dreams or a shaky house of cards? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? We're facing some serious headwinds. Climate change is real, folks. It's not some abstract problem for future generations. It's the extreme weather, the rising sea levels, the disruption to our ecosystems, all happening right now. Then there's inequality. The gap between the rich and the poor is widening, creating tension and preventing so many from reaching their full potential. And let's not forget technology. It's amazing, yes, but it's also changing jobs faster than ever before. Are we preparing people for these shifts, or are we leaving them behind? But don't you dare let despair creep in. Challenges are just opportunities in disguise. We have the knowledge, the tools, and the power to create a better world. We can invest in renewable energy, develop sustainable farming practices, and create systems that distribute wealth more fairly. We can use technology to educate, connect, and solve problems, not just to entertain us. Think about it. A world where clean energy powers our homes, where everyone has access to education and healthcare, where technology empowers us all, and where we celebrate our differences instead of fearing them. This world isn't a fantasy, possible, but it only becomes reality if we actively commit to building it. The most important thing now, what are we waiting for? Okay, awesome. Let's dive into Chapter 14. The Power of One. How you can change anything. Get ready to be inspired. Chapter 14. The Power of One. How you can change anything. Hey there, champion. Remember all that history we just zipped through? All those empires rising and falling, all those big changes? Guess what? None of it would have happened without individual people deciding to do something. And guess what else? You are one of those people. Seriously, don't underestimate the power you hold. It's easy to feel like a tiny drop in a huge ocean, but think about it. The ocean is made up of tiny drops, right? Each drop matters. Let's talk about Anya. She wasn't a CEO or a politician. Anya just worried about the amount of plastic trash near her local school, so she started a small cleanup group. Other kids joined, then their parents. Now the whole community has a dedicated recycling program. Anya didn't wait for permission. She just saw a problem and started small. That's the magic. You don't need $1 million or a fancy title. You need a spark of passion and the guts to take that first step. Think about something that bothers you, something that you want to see change. Maybe it's bullying at school, unfairness at work, or a need for a community garden. Here are a few of ways show the power of one. Small acts, big impact. A kind word to someone feeling down, picking up litter, choosing to buy ethically sourced products. These small acts ripple outwards. They create a culture of kindness, responsibility, and awareness. Collective action. Remember Anya. She wasn't alone for long. Find others who share your concerns. Start a club, a petition, a conversation. Even a small group can amplify your voice and achieve amazing things. Personal responsibility. This is huge. Own your part. Educate yourself. Make conscious choices. If you want to protect the environment, start by reducing your own consumption. Want a more tolerant society? Treat everyone with respect, even when you disagree. Every single effort counts. Think of it like planting a seed. One seed might seem insignificant, but with water, sunlight, and time, it becomes a mighty tree. You might not see the immediate impact of what you do. That's okay. Trust the process. Trust that your actions are making a difference. Don't let anyone tell you that you're too small to make a difference. The world is waiting for your unique talents, your passion, and your courage. Now go out there and change something. Okay, my friend, let's nail this powerful conclusion. Get ready to be inspired. Chapter 15, Your Story Continues, From History to Hope. Wow, you made it! You journeyed with me through the incredible saga of humanity. From those first sparks of imagination to the dizzying speed of today, we've seen it all. And guess what? It's not just history anymore. It's fuel. It's rocket fuel for your journey, the next chapter you're about to write. Remember how we talked about dreaming and sharing? It wasn't just some ancient campfire chat. It was the birth of collaboration, the wellspring of innovation. And those big us moments? They showed us that believing in something bigger than ourselves, working together, can move mountains. We saw struggles for fairness, battles fought for rights and recognition. Those weren't just names in textbooks. They were people just like you, refusing to accept the status quo. You have that same power within you, that same fire to stand up for what's right. Yes, we also faced tough realities, inequality, environmental challenges, the constant push and pull between progress and problems. But knowing that doesn't mean we're doomed. It means we're informed, equipped, ready to take action. Understand this. You are not just a product of history. You are shaping history. You are part of a global community, connected through technology and shared dreams. You have a voice and a responsibility. Even small actions, a conscious choice to be kinder, more informed, more involved, these ripple outwards. Think about one thing that resonated with you from this book. One thing you want to change, improve, or champion. Now, what's one small step you can take today to move towards that goal? Maybe it's volunteering, learning something new, having a difficult conversation. Maybe it's reaching out to someone who needs help. Don't underestimate the power of one person, one action, one spark of hope, multiplied by billions. That's how we transform the world. And that, my friend, is your invitation, your chance to take all this knowledge, all this inspiration, and turn it into something amazing. The past is a guide, not a prison. The future is unwritten, limited only by our imagination and willingness to work together. So go out there, embrace your potential, and write an inspiring, hopeful new chapter, not just in your own story, but in the story of us all. I'm cheering you on every step of the way.